Hey everyone, this is a live video demo of Fairhot. He came in from Massachusetts and he's going to be picking up his Chief. We went ahead and he ordered the van here from the local dealership. We took it next door and we had the Line-X done to it. Then we installed the Chief. We installed with some shelves. He went with a shorter van, so it kind of limited him a little bit, but he still got to get enough space to do what he's doing. It is his first truck mount. And I'll say one thing about the Chief or the TCS truck mounts. In all the years I've been on the forums, and you're welcome to go check Google yourself, I've never had anybody put in like the Chief machine. So we're cleaning somewhere around 200 at the machine and maybe 170 at the wand, because remember you're losing some temperature with ambient temperatures and also the groundwater temperatures. Plus it's the first time we cranked it up. So I've got him over here cleaning. Good. All right. So she's nice and hot, ain't she?
It is very hot.
Yep. So let's lay her down for a second. What I want to do, well, go ahead and dry stroke this piece first.
All right.
While he's dry stroking this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk him out there and walk him back through the machine. I've already explained to him how the whole machine works, but I want everybody else to see how the Chief works. It's a beautiful machine, small footprint, does a fantastic job. He went all out. He went ahead and got all electric reels, which is nice. And you got a nice shelf in there, and we're putting him on a chemical holder for his spotters, and also an inline filter, an inline sprayer holder on the right side of the back door, which I'll show you in a second. All right, you want to just set that down. Since this isn't, unlock the swivel like this, right? Unlock the swivel. Now you can just lay it down if you want to. Whoops, you didn't see that. Just lay it down like this. So remember, with a swivel wand, the advantage of it is you can get up on the furniture and stuff.
On the door, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're cleaning, you can get down nice and low. You can get up under a sofa, an end table, coffee table, dining room table, or something like that.
Yep.
Okay, so I really like that. Plus, it gives you the advantage over your competitors. They can't get under beds without taking beds apart. You can.
That's totally
Okay,
true.
so let's cut this off. So you see in the back of the truck here, this is where his vacuum port is. He went with all swivel cuffs, a couple 250-foot hose reel, 300-foot electric. He's got his buttons right here. He opted with the collapsible hose. On the back doors here, we're going to go ahead and he's going to install his spotter holder on this door, and he's going to install his inline filter and his inline sprayer right here, so he's good to go. Then he's got his place for his equipment right in here. He opted with the smaller tank because he does have the shorter wheelbase, but you can get a larger one on it. He also opted with the little shorter chemical shelf right there. And for a lot of you guys who don't know much about the TCS machines, as I said earlier, I've never ran into anybody that's never liked their TCS truck mounts. That's pretty remarkable, because about every truck mount on the market is generally going to run into some problems, or somebody's not going to be happy with something, right? Okay, so as we're going through the machine here, this comes with the Honda engine on it. It is the 800 GX, and if you feel like I do, Hondas just practically last forever. But you want to keep the oil changed. And as I mentioned earlier, every day before you start the truck mount up, do what? Oil. Check your oil. Check your oil. Make sure your oil is nice and low, okay? I mean, nice and high. Or even.
High, yeah.
All right.
No, not low.
Exactly. So I want to see if you caught me on that. Good job, right? I like to start it probably in the minimum, and I'll work my way up. But generally what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to turn my heater on until when?
Well, until we start cleaning the carpets.
Right, exactly. So don't waste your propane. No need to do that. So go to the other side, cut your propane on, come over here and cut it on. But before you do all that, let's go through the machine right here. So over here you have your chemical feed. You want to keep this full because it has a little diaphragm in there. And a lot of you guys probably learned the hard way, that if you run this 5-gallon tank empty, air will go in there and it'll start smashing that thing, cause damage to it, and you have to replace that. So make sure this is always full. A lot of guys will run this thing up around 5, 6 GPH. You don't need to do that. Most of our chemicals you can operate around 2 GPH. 2. All right, keep it right around there. So have it set around 2. You've got this little hose here. If you get an airlock inside the machine because you ran your tank empty, well, you shouldn't run your tank empty, but if you did run it empty, you pop this on there. This is a live hose reel, so he's got it running live in the back, but in the front here, he can still hook up another hose if you need to for some reason, especially if you got an airlock inside the machine because you weren't paying attention and you let your freshwater tank go empty. So you can bring your vacuum hose around here, cut your pump on. This is your pump switch. Cut your pump switch on, put your vacuum on this, and that'll suck the airlock out of it real fast.
Got it.
And then careful, because sometimes it can be a little bit of hot water coming out of there.
Yeah, so be
sitting
careful.
there. So don't let it burn you, nothing like that. Pop that off. You can cut it on and off right here, your valve. You're good to go. All right, I just keep that up inside there. This is for guys who never had a truck mount. This is your dump valve. Pull this. Dump according to your regulations in your area. Could you drop that package right in there to her? Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, and then you've got your temperature gauge over here. You got your vacuum gauge. You've got your pressure over here. What I'll generally do is I'll start the machine up first, cut my pump on because I don't want my heater running dry. Okay, that'll push the water up inside there.
Yeah.
Then I'll go ahead and cut my heater on and I'll get started inside of the house right there. But really, that's it. Notice how small the footprint of this unit is. If you've got a high top, an extended version, you got a ton of room. Unfortunately, the drawback about that is when you're in a small city, sometimes you can't get up inside a hotel parking garages. I know you like to do hotels. Can't get in the hotel parking garages. Can't get in the apartment parking garages. Sometimes it's hard to get to certain spots that have a lot of trees and stuff too. So having the shorter van does help in your situation, shorter height-wise, but I still recommend more than likely, I always try to have as long as van as possible, but you got to get what fits you the best, and this fit him the best. So we're able to go through here, get it all put inside there real nice and neat for him. And really, here's his freshwater tank, his reels, it's nice and clean. He went ahead, we went next door, we had the Line X put in. It's just a simple, clean, easy machine to use. Now, an advantage to having a propane machine is you don't have heat exchangers. So you're not having to suffocate the machine to go ahead and get your heat. Your heat is a secondary source. So that's really nice from the machine itself. That enables you a couple of things. It gives you more vacuum because now you got a free flow. So you're getting the maximum amount of vacuum out of your blower. You're not creating all that heat, and heat is what ruins machines and machinery over time. Also, you don't have to have all those bells and whistles on it, where you have all those sensors and stuff that cut the machine off and you break it down, you can't figure out what's going on. They're also proprietary parts. So there's hardly no proprietary parts in here. You can get it, you can fix it on the fly. It's a nice open design. You can get to either side and work on it. So those are a lot of nice features, especially for somebody who's just getting started, because downtime is killer. Downtime's killer.
It is.
You know, and some distributorships, unfortunately, are backed up sometimes 4 and 8 weeks before they can repair your truck. How are you supposed to survive? You could lose thousands or tens of thousands of dollars if you can't get inside the repair shop. Well, a good thing about us is we carry everything in stock, but we haven't even ever had a problem with them before. But if you do have a problem, you can FaceTime us.
Got it.
We'll FaceTime you. We're readily available. We can walk you through anything. So that way you're not stuck. You can get right back to cleaning. And if you did have a problem, needed a part, we'll overnight it to you and help you walk you through and putting it on there. But really, it's such a simple design. If you keep the engine oil checked, keep the engine oil changed, keep your fluids changed, this machine will give you practically a lifetime of use.
Every 6 months, correct? Or?
Well, no, we'll go through it. It's inside the book. It's more often than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's either every 50 or 100 hours on the Honda. I don't know about the Honda right offhand. My mechanic is on vacation this week, so that's why I'm kind of filling in.
Got it.
And I'm shooting
Let's
this live
him,
with you. Exactly. So how did this feel going from, you've been using your portable,
well, I'm
heat-wise and vacuum-wise?
think I'm gonna do much faster right now. We're gonna cut the time very quick, especially with the setup, the hoses, and plug it in, bring the water. It just taking a lot of time.
I've always said that a portable can clean. You can clean really good, maybe even as good as the truck mount. The difference is the efficiency and the speed and the time that you save. And time is money. So you don't have to pull the portable out of the truck. You don't have to pull it up to the house. You know, load it up the stairs. That's heavy. Then you got to find a sink. You got to hook it up to a sink. You have to take and go through all that process. Then you have to take it upstairs if you need to sometimes. If you don't have enough power.
When you're alone, it's taking a time and it's hard.
Yes, exactly.
Your back and
exactly. So I would think you could at least do an extra job or two a
well,
day.
So far for day we were finishing 3 jobs. I hope we're gonna add 1 more house right now.
You could easily add one more job to it.
Yeah.
We only do 3 jobs with our trucks, but we set pretty big jobs after being in business for 40 years.
I see.
Most of our jobs are big jobs. Most people, because as a matter of fact, he was asking me, our minimum I think is 220 or 225. I can't remember which one it is. I'm always out on the road, and that's for 1 or 2 areas. And then it's $70 for each additional area after that. I know your square footage, but you kind of figure it somewhere around there. And then for solvent, for protector, we're half the price of cleaning. For deodorizer, we're half the price of the cleaning. Right. And then generally we charge extra for urine, and that's when we use your unchained. We'll pull that out and charge extra for the unchained. But did you have any questions about the machine?
No, so far I'm really good with that. Love it. And
let me stress this too. Propane units, I have it on my RV. There's tens of thousands of RVs driving around the country with propane. I am not a fan of propane when people just put a tank inside their truck. That's, to me, that's dangerous. It's rolling around, causes problems. Yeah. But when you have the belly tank like you have, it's 100% trouble free. I've never seen anybody ever have a problem. And the heat is on demand. I mean, you saw how fast it heated up.
It is heating very
before a quarter of our room, you're up there. And I had it set kind of low. You can adjust it high as you want to, but we had it set around 200 at the machine, 170 at the wand, which is a good temperature to be cleaning with at the wand. Compared to your portable, I would think you're probably about 100, maybe 110.
Yeah, that's
something
it.
Like that.
That's
right,
it.
Exactly.
What I see it was 110.
So, and here's another thing too is since he is on a budget, he spent a lot of money on everything, he was thinking about maybe doing a wrap or what's a more inexpensive way to do it. I said since the truck is so brand new and clean, I would just wrap the door from here to here. I would do the other door and I would do the one back door back there. That'll save you some money. It'll look sharp and clean.
Totally agree.
Keep it looking nice. And you're already showing up. You're going to be uniformed.
Definitely.
You're clean cut. You open the doors. The lady's going to see you're a professional. You know what I mean? No more having to do the the bucket brigade. You have to go back
forget
and
about the bucket. And,
no
extra work up and down,
right.
up and down.
Right.
Try not to spill the water in that fancy, expensive houses. Right. Make some damage. And
as I said before, I'm people centric. I'm not money centric. But the money just follows. So if you put the customer first, they'll come back to you, tell their friends and neighbors. So I like to take and fit the machine to the customer and their needs, their cleaning style, their business model, okay, and their budget. And this machine here is just going to be so trouble-free for you, especially just getting into a truck mount. You don't have to worry about all those bells, all those sensors, causing heat damage, stuff like that. Now, I would be concerned, as we mentioned before, try to get it into a garage.
Definitely. Yeah.
Or bleed the machine. Or you can take and get yourself a little 5-gallon bucket and pop your hose out of your tank here, put a gallon bucket here, and put some RV antifreeze in there, and it's easy to winterize. Okay, then dump this, put another gallon in there, run the machine, let it come through there. So now your whole machine, everything is all filled with the antifreeze, bleed it out real good for the next use. That's only if you're going to have it down for a while. If not, I recommend 2 heaters, one in the front, one in the back. I also recommend taking, when you're using heaters, make sure that you have plenty of amperage at your house and maybe have separate cord outlets, okay? And test it on a warmer day. Don't test it on a colder day because you're going back and forth and you're crying, you know what I mean? So test it on a nice warm day. And so as soon as you get back, that's what I would do. Get yourself 2 heaters. On just a cooler night, just run 1 heater.
Okay.
On a really cold night, run 2 heaters. And keep an eye on it. Now you can get a sensor. We keep a sensor in our box truck, and this little heater sensor inside my house tells me if it's working or what the temperature is from outside of here, inside the truck. So if I'm worried at nighttime, plus it's got a little alarm on it, and it'll beep and tell me that it's getting around 32 or something like 35. I think we got it set at.
So let's 35, say it lets don't me know. Go under 50 or?
No, I say 35. Once that sensor sets in at 35, I'm talking about that lets me know if we got too cold outside or I forgot to do it. All right?
Okay, got it.
Or if you blow a fuse or something like that, it'll start to beep and it'll let you know. You can go out there and take care of it.
Yep.
All right? So you can address it. You can either winterize it or you start your truck up if you have to. Last thing you want to do. But I say winterize it on the really, storms coming in up there in Massachusetts. Where are you, Massachusetts, New Hampshire? Where are you at again?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. I would probably, if I knew I had a weak storm, I'd probably go ahead and winterize it.
Well, yeah.
That's me. But it's up to you.
Yeah. I think I'm going to winterize it when it's not that busy. If I got 2 carpets for a day, I can use the portable one.
Yeah. You'll hate life, but yeah.
Well, you need to save.
Exactly. So
and be careful.
I just wanted to show everybody this here and how it works, how the system is. A lot of people don't know much about the TCS systems inside of the forums or the groups. It doesn't really get all the, the acknowledgement that it actually deserves. It's a great machine. And like I said, I've never had anybody who's ever complained about it. And everybody comes on the forums and on the groups, they always say they love the machine. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you're not suffocating the machine. It's a small footprint. You've got your extra heat source. It's just a really simple, easy machine to use and easy and simple to work on if you do need to work on it. All right, George, well, I think we've about covered everything. Farhad, I hope you enjoyed it, man.
Definitely.
I enjoyed having you this morning, okay?
Me too.
I'm sorry my mechanic wasn't
here.
No,
don't worry.
You caught him on his vacation, so I had to walk him through it the best I possibly could. You know what I mean? But
that's great. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, when you own a truck mount, it's not a matter if you're going to become mechanically inclined, it's a matter when you're going to become mechanically inclined. You're going to become mechanically inclined. You need to learn a few things. It's so easy to change the oil on these. I mean, the hose is right here. It's got a little rubber band, pops on it, so a little clip here. You unclip it, hold it here, get your bucket there, drain it out. It's easy to fill. You got the service manual, goes all through there. We'll go through that service manual before you leave too, and walk you all through it. But it's so easy to maintain, but if you maintain the unit, it'll last as long as you maintain it. That really makes all the difference. And okay, just take care of it. You spend a lot of money for it.
Definitely, I need to be careful.
So you definitely want to take care of it. And sometimes employees don't always catch it, so you need to keep up with your hour meter and keep your fluids changed at the proper intervals. Other than that, man, it's a nice machine. I do like the Ford. If you haven't seen my video on YouTube yet, I've got a video on YouTube talking about the top 5 vans, and I rated this one #1. The Nissan would have won #1, but they don't make it anymore. But the Ford Transit's been very reliable, especially up there in cold weather because you got a rear-wheel drive instead of a front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And some of those Pro Masters are having problems with transmissions. So like I said, downtime's a killer. You want your truck lasting for a long time. You want it operating properly. All right, well, I think that covers everything. If you don't mind, take the time to like, subscribe, ring the bell. Anything else, George?
Comment.
And comment. Yes, I'm sure they're going to have some comments. Yeah, they're probably going to have some comments. So yeah, go in there if you need any information about how to use a truck mount, or if there's a certain video you want, or you got some advice for Farhad, please go ahead and put it in there, because that way he can go ahead and read all your comments. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see videos now, a lot of times I race to the comments. We're all guilty of that.
That's
now,
how
right?
it works.
Yeah, because sometimes you learn more in the comments than you do from the video itself. Because there's probably a lot of guys on here who run TCS machines. I know there is on TruckMountForums, a lot. So come on in and tell him any cool tips and tricks you know about these machines. We just started carrying them about a year ago. Ed's been gone down to the factory and trained on everything. So I'll be glad to maybe do a second video with Ed and have him walk you through the machine. I think that'll be helpful also. Okay, guys, I'm Rob Bound with TruckMountForums. Hope you enjoyed this video. And this is Farhad. Farhad, thanks again,
nice
man.
to meet you
Any
again.
problems, questions?
Definitely, I will give a call.
This comes with a 1-year warranty, or until I see your taillights leaving. How's that sound? All right? Okay.
That's good.
I always tell my customers I'm cleaning carpets, they say, well, you know, what's my warranty? I said 30 days or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. And then I laugh about it. People like humor. I throw a little humor in there. But, you know, like you do, I'm sure you understand, but if you treat the customer right, they'll come back to you and tell their neighbors and friends. It's so hard. I told Farhad earlier today, it's so hard. Farhad owns, you do a couple other services.
Yeah, we do window cleaning, power washing, car detailing.
He thought about just offering carpet cleaning just kind of for the heck of it with a portable, started catching on. He realized, hey, I need a truck mount. And then I told him, I said, Farhad, have you ever seen how hard it is to get a service provider out to your house? And then when you get them out there, sometimes you wish you didn't. So you're showing up professional looking, clean cut, looking great. So believe me, the customer's going to use you over and over again. Even if she decides to try to save some money, she goes over to use somebody else. He shows up, some junky equipment, a junky, looking truck.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't look good. He's not clean cut, maybe not uniform, all that. They're going to come back to you after that. So that's what really makes the difference. So just do good quality workmanship and knock the socks off customer service. Can't go wrong in this industry. And last but not least, like I mentioned to him earlier, carpet and tile and grout cleaning flies under the radar. There's really good money in this. As a matter of fact, I offer consulting. Go to tmfshop.net. I'll be glad to consult with you. I offer free 15-minute consults, but if you want an hour, it's going to cost you a little bit, but I'll walk you through every different type of scenario, every different type of machine, equipment, chemical, you name it. I'll help you get started. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have yourself a great day.